everyone. Welcome to my channel, Books, Kiss and Purrs. My name's Leslie, and I have once again lassoed my friend Sam into our romance.
Hi.
Yes. All right, so I know it's on the pin photo, but we are discussing book 3 and 4 in the Game Changer series. So, Tough Guy and Common Goal. We have thoughts. Um, Before I continue, I am just gonna very quickly catch up on the chat, and then we'll kind of go from there. Where am I at? I mentioned that we're late, so thank you. Ven has not. Oh, I can hear myself. Ven has not read the books yet or seen the show, so just know that you're missing out.
And maybe take what we're saying with a grain of salt until you actually see it yourself.
But he's getting there. Oh, Darfelina's here. Thank you so much.
Hey, Darfelina.
Glad you had time to carve out to talk about this. And being very supportive of Ben, which I'm not going to be, but you're only fair to yourself, Ben. That's true. And Ben is reading a book about spiders eating brains instead, and he's an arachnophobic. Okay, interesting choice. Elaine from Cobalt Dragon's here. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely nice. I don't always get to. I think because you're on a different time zone, I don't always get to link up. So this is nice. So hi Sam. I'm good. Hello. All right. Random technical question. Can everybody hear me okay, or is there an echo? Go ahead and let me know in the chat, because I feel like there's an echo somehow. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyways. All right. You sent me a picture of your jungle. Okay, I'll remember to check it out.
Oh, wait. Jungle? I don't know if you can see. I have an actual live plant in my apartment right now. Pray for it with all your might. Next to it, I have an actual little box, and they have plants that you're supposed to not be able to kill, yet I think I've probably killed one of them already. So maybe I should move it. His name is Shrimpy, the one in the window. Maybe I should move it away from Shrimpy so he's not looking at what is his probably inevitable demise.
Maybe rename it something other than Shrimpy. It sounds kind of like a bullying tactic.
But he's so small. He's like a little shrimp. He's Shrimpy.
No, you need to name him Giant, massive. Tough guy.
No, if anything, it's gonna be Eric.
Speaking of Tough Guy, would you please tell everyone a synopsis of what this is about?
So I would say it's a hockey player. It's about a hockey player and an old actual connection of his from when he was. I'm thinking it's kind of like an exchange student, but for hockey, where you go and live with a family to get to be closer to whatever training facility or that you're a part of. Mm-hmm. So I would say it's someone who's dealing with a lot of mental health issues and trying to navigate being a pro hockey player, and also being somewhat closeted, and trying to navigate that while reconnecting with someone that you it sounded like his first crush, and someone who's not into hockey and actually sort of resented hockey, just because of what his family did I think Fabian, in a lot of ways, kind of resented that. So it was also Fabian trying to navigate this new relationship and reconnection that he also had a crush on. But yeah, I mean, I would say it's more just learning to navigate in kind of a rough landscape, and when you're dealing with a lot, and just how, connections can help, and how changes, while sometimes drastic, can ultimately be good in the end.
Yeah. Beautifully wrapped up. Better than I felt like the book was.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a tough guy to get through. Thank you, everyone. I'm here all week.
Elaine says, call him Henry. Rumor has it, may be large, meaning the plant. Oh, Elaine. Elaine, you do have a naughty side. Yeah. Just transparency, everyone. I don't have like a lot of notes on this, so Sam's really going to guide me through this because I'll just kind of get into it. Like, Ryan Price's character has anxiety, he bounces around teams. He plays a defenseman. He's like a burly. He feels kind of like a bear type that would be considered, or like, I think Fabian or somebody calls him Chewbacca or something. So I thought that was funny. And then there's Fabian, who's like the opposite of Ryan Price. He's Lebanese. He's an artist, and he's kind of working on his own craft. So these are like the cons for me, and then we can kind of get into it. I felt like there wasn't a lot of story there, other than what you said. The book itself felt like a summary of the story rather than like having us immersed in a story in a way. There's probably a little bit too much telling us rather than like showing us through description. There's a lack of defining the world and the characters. Like, it's there, but I thought it was odd that these books are about the same page number.
Yeah.
But it just, Tough Guy wasn't like fleshed out enough. Something that I don't like in romances, when it feels like defined more by tropes than original story, and this felt like in some ways they're defining themselves within tropes. And there's more to that, but I'll let you kind of like respond to that and give your input.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, it felt like there was a lot of filler, especially scenes that were maybe a little too long, just filled with descriptive words, but no real like story. It just, yeah, I mean, it was really hard because I just felt like there really was no, I don't want to say maturity, just in their characters, like the arc, like they didn't really grow too much. Yeah. I feel like Fabian was always kind of the same throughout, and then he, and in towards the end, he kind of started griping on a few things that I'm like, you knew what you were getting into, and Fabian to kind of say what he said and do what he did, it was kind of like, well, why are you in this relationship then? And honestly, I really feel like Fabian did not change at all. He did not give one iota. It was more like Ryan had to change. Ryan made all of the changes to be in this relationship, is kind of how I feel. So to me, that's that's kind of a very, I feel like it wasn't a fully fleshed out relationship between the two of them. Like it was just kind of convenient. There really wasn't any sort of, kind of growth as them as a couple. It was more Fabian's like here, and then she put Ryan here, and then Ryan had to meet Fabian, and then they didn't grow up or anything like that. It was just like Ryan had to meet Fabian, and that's it. Like I don't know. It just, for an entire book, I really did not feel like I learned anything, or like nothing really grabbed my attention.
Yeah. Agreed. I'll go back to Lane's comment really quick. Nay, I very well behave in some parallel universe. I'll believe it when I have access to it, Elaine. Yeah, okay, so for instance, in terms of like feeling like it's a summary of a story, is we as an audience know the initial attraction between Fabian and Ryan is that there was a prior attraction, right?
Right.
So there's a prior attraction, but we don't, I kind of wish that maybe, if not the first chapter, then maybe like 1/3 in, if the author Rachael Reid would have actually taken us back in time.
Totally.
To actually experience the dynamic.
Yeah.
And also let us know why there's an attraction to each other, because it seems like for Ryan Price, his attraction to Fabian is just that he's the opposite of him, which is kind of my issue of like making this defined by trope rather than like character.
Mm-hmm.
Because just saying someone's the opposite of you and that's what you're attracted to, like, isn't enough. I think he even tells Fabian, like, he describes who he's attracted to, which is basically, it feels like the external part of Fabian rather than anything like internal.
Yeah.
Rather than an emotional connection.
I think, and actually I have that in my notes, the explaining my perfect guy to my perfect guy. That was, yeah. That was from that scene.
Yeah, which is, it's sweet, but it doesn't like fully work because we're not really, I think, I don't know if this is me going too far. Okay, let's say I'll use myself as an example. Okay. Sam, if you saw me date several people and they all in some way just looked alike, isn't that like a quasi serial killer attitude? like it doesn't matter their internal self, but just like they all look alike.
I mean, I've seen it happen, like around people who are just attracted to the same type of person. I think for me, it honestly shows a lack of awareness, of just like self-awareness. I wouldn't go serial killer for sure, but for me, it's kind of a red flag of they probably have some sort of not mental issue, but something, mental health issue that they're maybe not like working on or haven't really identified. Because I know a couple of my friends who have gone into relationships that are just kind of like, you're literally dating the same person, and they've failed at each and every one of them. So I think for me, it's more of a mental thing than I think a serial killer thing. But yeah, it is weird that he was like focused on him and like, this is the type of person I like. And once again, it does kind of validate the thought of a mental health issue, because Ryan knew what he liked, but he never started working on those issues, I think, until he was like, no, Fabian is my person, and I'm gonna work on it for sure. But yeah, I wouldn't say serial killer.
You put it better. Ven says Elena is never well behaved. I agree. Darfelina says Jacob will take us back. Yes. Let's hold on to that thought because I kind of feel like I'm going to wait to the end, just so you know, and talk about adaptation, but we'll keep it there. And then, well, it's physical, but Ryan also says he's attracted to someone who isn't afraid to be who they are. Yes. For the pride, which is kind of internal. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That there is a very freeing quality to Fabian's character. That's so true. That's a good point.
Yeah, well, and especially because Ryan doesn't feel like he can be who he wants to be or who he is, like, on the outside. So I think for him, he's probably attracted to it because he's kind of jealous of that. Like, that's what he wants to be. He wants to be able to be that way.
Yeah, because he is a character that spends his professional life, like, compartmentalizing who he is.
Exactly.
As a requirement, and so much of his professional life takes up his actual life, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like a punch out, punch in 9 to 5 type of thing, you know? So I can see that. And Elaine is alleging she's a quiet one. I've never heard of lie so huge in my life. I've been to your live events. I know. I can't remember. Okay, so somewhere in the book, when they finally do, they start to be like on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, Price, and Fabian say like, or one of them says to the other like, "I wish we had like found each other earlier and or known about each other's crush earlier."
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know if I'm a huge, well, I don't know. I feel like if they had known, then maybe Ryan would have been able to kind of navigate who he was a little bit better, kind of earlier than just learning to be himself now. I feel like that probably would have helped him in the long run. But at the same time, it's like these two characters, I mean, like I said, Fabian resented every single person that stayed with his family and resented hockey because of that. So I feel like if they had learned their attraction, it could have actually almost had an opposite sort of reaction for the two of them, because I don't think Fabian would have been in the right mindset to want to be in a relationship with Ryan, because I think he resented it too much. So, I mean, if anything that Fabian did between when he was a kid and reconnecting with Ryan, later, I think he sort of worked on that resentment sort of issue. And then especially Ryan, hooking up with Ryan, I think that kind of helped him truly sort of, go back and be like, okay, I shouldn't have resented, I kind of see the positives. I see what my family was doing. So, I feel like if anything that Ryan did to maybe help Fabian, it was, really kind of close that chapter for him. But yeah, I feel like if they had known about each other, I don't think it would have had the same sort of effect younger years than it did now.
Yeah, when I read that, I felt like it didn't ring true, which is also part of the problem, is that I'm not buying into what the author wants us to feel, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. I don't think that if they like found each other earlier, I don't think that would have been better. I think they needed to become adults.
Yeah.
And meet each other where they're at now.
Yeah.
And that's the only way they could find themselves like with each other. And I kind of like to echo what you said earlier about like Ryan needing to meet Fabian where they're at. I also didn't buy the fact that like Fabian doesn't like hockey and he doesn't like that world. And then Ryan is someone that like has anxiety. He kind of like has this tough guy persona on ice. And it's kind of like gone out of hand because there's this public perception of who he is as a tough guy. So then he feels himself like going into the pattern of needing to be that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it sounds better as I'm describing it versus like how I
Than
read
what
it.
it was in the book. 100%. Yeah.
Because I think I felt too much that Rachael Reid was writing it, and it felt too convenient when I'm reading it.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it almost felt like Ryan Price is giving up parts of himself to make this relationship work that like felt like on the verge of being like problematic. Like you still want to be with someone that accepts you for you.
Exactly.
And I just, it was just like a hard sell. And I think it make a great point that Fabian, there's like no change. Like we just don't have enough character development for them for us to like believe in the romance and to believe in the characters.
Right. Well, and that's, I mean, I will say that, you know, maybe Fabian learned not to resent his family. That's like honestly maybe the only thing that Fabian changed, but it just felt like sudden. It's like Fabian, you know, was just like, why do you fight? Why you're gonna get addicted? So okay. So you know the Saved by the Bell episode with the like caffeine pills?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That literally felt like what Fabian did to Ryan, because I truly feel like Fabian made Ryan go down this rabbit hole of, oh my God, I'm an addict. Like he was freaking out. And, you know, I was just like, Fabian made him do that. It's not like Ryan was playing through, you know, his back hurting and getting injections. I'm like, every athlete does that. That doesn't automatically mean these people are going to turn around and become just addicted to drugs. Yeah. And I felt like all of a sudden it was just kind of like Fabian sort of was like, fine, and then all of a sudden in one scene, he like flipped the switch and was just all of a sudden like, oh, I don't know why you do this. You're going to get addicted to pills and like going on. And I was just like, Fabian, do you know who you're dating? Like, why are you dating him if you are going to have if you feel this way? Clearly, this is not a good relationship for you, if that's how you feel. Is that, Ryan, you need to quit hockey. You need to quit being who you are, and then we can be together. But if you don't quit who you are, then we can't be together. Like, it was just... I wasn't a fan of that. Like these ultimatums, it's like you're only going to be happy if you change yourself 100% to be in a relationship. You are only going to be happy for a short amount of time, because you're going to slowly start to want to and crave going back to these things that were such an integral part of your life. Like that would be like if someone came to me and told me that I could no longer like be in the music world, like I couldn't listen to music, I couldn't go to the opera, like I couldn't do all this stuff, and or they'll break up with me, and I'm like, okay, I'll give that up. Like I maybe like a month, and then I would be climbing at the walls. Like you just can't change yourself that much. If Fabian had been like, let's work together to figure out maybe, do you love hockey? Like have a conversation with Ryan. Be like, do you love hockey? Are you still wanting to play? Like approach it that way. Don't just tell him like, oh, you have to quit hockey or else we can't be together. Like have a conversation with him. Yeah. Because if and it did turn out that Ryan just didn't want to do what he was doing anymore. He didn't want to fight anymore. He didn't want to be that person. Yeah. That's fine. But how Fabian went about it was just horrendous. Because it's like, just have the conversation. Yeah. Work together, because it could have been like, well, what about teaching? Do you want to coach? Like,
Yeah.
talk it out. Don't just say you have to do this in order to be with me. Like, it just, it just turned me off. Like, it took me out of it because I was just like, don't be a dick, Fabian.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he was doing. And I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I felt like, Ryan, no, don't do it. If you're going to do it for yourself. Do not do it for Fabian. And I feel like it never really was discussed that he was doing it for himself. Like, at the end of the book, I felt like Ryan changed himself, quit hockey for Fabian. It wasn't for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I mean, a worst case hypothetical situation is, Sam, if you ever date someone that doesn't like your baking or tells you to stop baking, I will take them out myself. Like, that's what this reminds me of. I know you use music, but to me, it's like,
no, 100%.
No. I'm gonna catch
as long as I have music and I can bake, I'm a happy gal.
Yes. Why would you entertain someone that doesn't like that? That's just like crazy.
And I would never want to be with someone who didn't like that.
Yeah. Because if you dated someone and they were attracted to someone and it's just like, I had a crush on them once in childhood, and what else?
Well, and it's like, it so rarely works out that if you meet the person that you might have had a crush on when you were younger, that you would still have a crush on that person.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you only have a crush on someone when you are a certain way, like at a time when you're a certain way, like if you're thinking, if you haven't evolved yet, like all of that stuff. Like, you are attracted to that person because you are who you are in that moment. Yeah. So if you go forward, if you change, anything, if you like mentally progress, like whatever you do, and then you go back and you see that person, I'm telling you, like maybe 8 out of 10 times, you would be like, why was I ever crushing on that person?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rare. It's rare.
I'm gonna catch up on the chat. Definitely. Ryan, Fabian are the direct opposite of Shane and Elliot to me.
Yeah.
RNF, hate hockey. Oh, and Shane and Ilya live for the sport. Yeah. That's so true. But again, it's grabbing into those opposites to tell a story, and I'm like, it's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
I hated that aspect of Fabian's character. Yeah, but not like Elaine. Ultimatums don't work in relationships.
They don't.
They worked in this one. I don't know why.
That's because it's fictional.
Fabian just flat out hated the idea of being with a hockey player. So discussing alternatives was never in the cards. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine, LOL, white paw at the top of I just saw that because Tariel's asleep here, but there's too much light, so I can't move her over to be over here. So but yeah. Ginger is in the other room. She's meowing up to like the last minute. But when I go and I spend time with her, she doesn't know what she wants. She just lies there, and I'm like,
why'd you call me over here?
That's in the morning. Let me see.
Oh, the other thing I want to this is a me thing that I absolutely loved about this book is Rachael wrote, I think it was it Ryan or Fabian? Now I can't remember. This is what happens when it's a book that you just don't 100% pay attention to. It doesn't grab your attention. But they mentioned Shop Around the Corner, which is one, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was
there she goes.
Excuse me, young lady.
That is symbolic of our relationship, by the way. Just crawling all over me. Just using me.
Just using me.
And leaving me. Okay, so yes, Shop Around the Corner. I'm so glad. I'm so mad I don't have all my notes, but Shop Around the Corner. You know, I love Shop Around the Corner. One of my all-time favorite movies. I don't quite love all the other iterations, but that's my jam.
Yeah. I mean, I am a huge fan of pretty much all the other iterations. I forget, did I show you In a Good Old Summertime?
No, but I'm not a fan of You've Got Mail.
Okay. And I understand that. And that's kind of like my maybe least favorite one out of all of them.
Yeah.
But In a Good Old Summertime is Van Johnson and Judy Garland. And it's literally the same sort of idea, but it's a music shop, and there's all this stuff involved, and it's absolutely freaking adorable.
We need to watch that, but together. And I would say You've Got Mail. The idea that I own my own little shop, and the person I'm attracted to destroys my business, my family legacy, and they would just want me to be like,
Oh wow.
can you just forgive me because I love you and I'm a man with lots of money? I'm basically like the book version of like Bezos. I'm Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of
100%.
here. So pissed. Even though Tom Hanks played the character, it's not enough. Okay, you're not enough, Tom
Yeah.
Hanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I loved all the actors and stuff who played like all the parts, and especially in her shop. It was super cute, and I quote that movie a lot because we watched that a lot growing up.
Yeah.
And I always reference the hot dog. A hot dog is singing when they're in the movie theater and they're having conversation. The person behind them is like, "Shut up!" And they're like, "You want us to be quiet when a hot dog is singing?" It's so funny. But yeah, I agree. I agree that all of a sudden it's like she's like, "Oh no, you just destroyed a shop that has been a part of my entire existence. But sure, I'll forgive you and love you forever."
Yeah. There's this underlying "you'll take care of me," and I'm like, the fuck you will. I'm so upset.
100%.
And also, anytime I talk someone into watching like You've Got Mail, just because like I love Little Shop Around the Corner.
Mm-hmm.
They're always surprised when they see a cameo, or what's now considered a cameo, of Dave Chappelle, because he's such like a huge figure now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
They're
was
like,
the assistant.
yeah.
We're a goddamn piazza.
Yeah.
Piazza.
Proof cats have servants. Yep. I feed them, I clean them. They don't give a rat's ass about me. They just walk all over me.
100%.
If you're gonna destroy my life, you need to look a lot better than Tom Hanks. Agreed. You gotta bring it. Gotta be like over the top hot. Oh, okay. There's a couple of other things, and I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. Another part of like the lack of development of character, of me feeling like they're just like opposites, and that's it. I just don't feel like there was enough there. It's like there's an offhand remark, but also please correct me, anyone in the chat, because I don't remember. Again, I was having the same issues that Sam was having, which is like this doesn't grab me. Is that like on all the other books we know the characters like first and last name, but Fabian doesn't have a last name, and I don't know why. And I don't know if I missed it, but it's even on the back. It only says Fabian. It doesn't say their last name. And
I think we learn his last name at some point. I think they say his last name.
Yeah,
but
I was like, maybe it is in there, and I just like missed it.
But I feel like he just goes by Fabian, like his stage name or something is just Fabian.
That's what I was also gonna ask. I didn't know if it was like an artistic thing that like I'm Fabian and that's it. But also like he does say he's Lebanese, which is fine, great to have like diversity within the book. But then I don't really get a sense of like the family dynamic and culture in here.
Yeah.
And I know like it's got to be hard to toe that line, especially if you're running a character that's not your culture. But I just like wanted a little bit more of a sense of who this person is. in regards to that. But again, I think it's just an overall problem with not establishing character.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
these books.
No, totally. Although I will say I love the Ryan walking in on Shane and Ilya in the end.
Yes, I was gonna get there. Yes.
Sorry,
No.
jumped ahead.
No, if it naturally comes up, that's great. Yes. Let's. Could I? Okay, before we go there, could I bring up another thing?
Of course.
A couple of. We're gonna wake her. I don't want to forget. Which I'm like, I have notes and I'm like, which book is this regarding? Okay. So Ryan is casually talking on the phone to his sister, and they're just having a good old laugh about that his sister kissed their cousin. Click. Hang up, Ryan. Why are they laughing about this? Kissing cousins. Did I hear that right?
I don't remember that part.
I was just like, huh?
That must have been one of the parts that I was like completely out of. Because I don't remember that at all.
The year is 2026. We have, what is it called? 23andMe?
Yes.
Ask who you're, this is like, I'm going to sound like such a prude. A great champion for not just smooching on anyone. Like, if you're in a small town and like nobody really migrates anywhere, ask who they're related to. It might be a relative.
Yeah, but chances are it's a relative if it's a small town.
I'm gonna go to Felita. It's Stella. Okay, you know what? My daughter said that too. Like something like that with an S. And I'm like,
Stella?
I missed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That I remember. I think they only went on a date. I don't think they kissed. They actually, okay, unless they were just kidding, but they said something about kissing cousins and then talked about it. And I'm like, what? They said kissing cousins. I'm like, no.
Honey,
But I don't like this book enough to double check. So thank you, Darvelina, because I know you've probably read them way more than I have. So I'm just gonna agree with you and like, because I don't want that thought in my head. And before we go on to the Shane and Ilya of it all, what did you think about their bedroom dynamic?
I mean, if anything, I liked that it sort of highlighted the kind of a side effect of, you know, being on like antidepressants and things like that. Like sometimes it really can affect like sexual drive and stuff like that. So to me, that was, you know, it was a lot. There was a lot. But I don't know. I think if anything that I come away with from all those scenes is just that, like, it was nice to kind of see that portrayed and how, you know, they worked around it, or how they, you know, how they changed things or did things differently, and making it okay for, you know, if like you don't come or whatever, like, not treating it like it's, you know, the end of the world or like you should be horrified. It just kind of made it normal, which I really did, I think, appreciate in the end. But graphic too. I have a note here. Just says graphic. Pretty graphic.
I don't have a problem with graphic. I was all for it.
I'm sitting here. The office is getting renovated, so we're work from home full time for a couple months. So I had it, had it on, and I realized where I'm sitting like by the windows on my desk, and I was like having it playing and stuff because no one could hear, you know, no one else is here, so like no one could hear me, and all of a sudden I realized the window was open and there's people like walking by. I was like, Oh, I should probably turn this down. Oh, I feel like that sick freak in 127.
You're gonna get a lot more knocks on your door, though. What you up to? Well, company?
I'm like, I'm listening to it for a talk, people.
It's for a book club.
Exactly.
It's research.
It's research, I promise.
I I liked I liked it for the same reasons. It definitely felt like sex positive. It felt like something that Rachel Reid does well throughout the books is exploring consent in like these different ways.
Yeah.
What I was concerned about, knowing that Ryan has anxiety and is on medication, I was concerned, which didn't happen, which I was pleasantly surprised, was I didn't want this to be a thing where this problem has like libido issues and that they just magically all go away because they found their person.
Yeah.
So that was like my concern. So I was pleasantly surprised at like the exploration of like, again, like creating the boundary of putting them in a position to talk about it more. And that can only work if they're both willing to communicate that. So I like that Ryan like said, okay, this is what's going on with me, and that Fabian was like, okay, great, we could work with this, and they both have something going on, right? Let me not go there. My mind was going somewhere, but basically, I just like that it was a constant balanced communication in the bedroom, and that sexual intimacy does not always like, it doesn't look like in one particular standard way. There's like it's like it could be boundless if you're willing to go there, and I felt like that's what those experiences were, which I felt like I think deepened like the sexual intimacy in a way that I felt very like thankful that Rachel Reid wrote that.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. If anything, she does. That's like one of the top things she does so well. No matter the book, like throughout the series, just in everything, like she's just so good about talking. Really having them communicate and feeling comfortable, getting to the point where they feel comfortable, they can communicate and consent, and the different forms of consent. Like she absolutely knocks it out of the park every single book, I feel like.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, Darflene, I'm late behind on this. The whole neighborhood thinks stems.
That's me.
Sounds like the author was respectful and realistic about issues. Nice change in the book. Yeah. I Elaine, I know you're not big on smut, but I would say that it just feels very like sex positive. It feels that part of the book felt very real and did feel adult, not because it's adult content, but just like a mature conversation about like what works for each person,
More realistic, and it should be something that's normalized.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, because then I feel like that's a social hang-up, right? The fact that Ryan has so much anxiety over it, as if something's wrong with him, and it's just linked to his mental health, and it's like I'm glad he did in that way find a partner that's like, not a problem. We'll find our way through. It's like, this is nice. I was like, that's also, I feel like, got to be an anxiety reliever, knowing that him as a character is then in a safe space to relax. Like I just felt like that was important.
Yeah, well, and honestly, Ilya in all his Nick Fury ways, when he was collecting Ryan, like at the funeral, for the player, he did kind of, he was there because of the mental health issue And you know, he's like I said, he's the Nick Fury of like mental health awareness and collecting gays or queer people in general.
It's a crossover.
But yeah, like once again, I feel like those are kind of Rachel's like biggest strengths, is just the discussion and the lack of fear of making that a huge part of the books of like mental health, and just the varying forms of it, because not every, you know, I feel like not every player has the same, or character has the same sort of mental health issues. It's just kind of like the you know, the spectrum of it. She just does so well, and it's nice to have that represented.
Yeah. Elaine Colbaldrian sounds better than ACOTAR series, where the scenes go on for pages and pages. Yes, fantasy, but just get to the story. Oh, it goes on for pages, but I like it. Elaine here. Very fitting considering Game Changer started as Bucky and Captain America fanfic. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, you hit it on that.
Yep.
Okay, so I do have a question. So I don't, again, correct me, because I'm like, I was reading it and like tuning in and out. I think it's Ryan that starts dancing to Beyonce's "Get Me Bodied." I think it was the character.
Yeah, I think so.
What song would just hit that spot for you to get up and dance? Like in an uninhibited way, don't give a shit who's around. I don't think one exists for me, but I wanted to get your...
That's a good question. And honestly, yeah, I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Yeah.
Like I for me, it's like two very different things. I mean, maybe like, I know this is weird, but Billie Jean.
Yes.
I mean, that's one that I will like absolutely, yeah, I'll dance to that for sure. But I don't think there's a piece of music out there that's completely would make me uninhibited to that length. I mean, yeah, no.
Feel free
Ride of the Valkyries, man.
Feel free to answer this in the chat as well. For me, I'm not really into dance music, so I don't know, but there is a song, I already brought it up, so people are probably tired of it, but I am obsessed with like Sam Fender and Olivia Dean singing "Rein Me In." So it's not like completely like a dance type song, but it just it's swooped up my heart. I listen to it all the time. My daughter's probably tired of it because I'm playing it all the time. Like in the morning, I have that and taking a shower. So I think that's something that would get me moving. I think I'm more Ryan than anything, so I think I'd be too anxious to be uninhibited, but that's as close as I'm going to get.
Absolutely.
Elaine, LOL Leslie. Well, you have Blood and Gold coming up. Several pages in that one. Oh, and I'm terrified, Elaine. We're buddy reading the Vampire Chronicles.
Oh, okay.
And
Naked Seesaw?
You know Anne Rice is unhinged. So it's going to be... But Elaine has read it before. That's one of the few books I haven't like read from the series, so I'm like, ugh. And it's focusing on a character I don't like, so I'm just like, it's gonna be interesting. Let me see. Oh, you brought up Ilya. I'm trying to remember which part you brought up earlier, and I was like, oh, we gotta circle back to that.
The Ryan walking in on Ilya and Shane?
Yes. Which also makes me feel like I was so ecstatic giddy about that scene alone that my ears perked up because I listened to an audiobook, and I feel like if that's the part that is the most engaging for me in this entire book,
it's like the final scene.
And it's not the main characters, you know. I'm more excited by the main characters.
Yeah.
It's not their story. What did you think about that scene? I'll let you talk first.
I mean, I loved it because, yeah, like honestly, that scene actually brought me back into the book.
Yeah.
And like, in only, you know, and it, like you said, it wasn't even the main characters of the book, and I was just like, yeah. But I mean, honestly, like Ilya popping in for the funeral, and the fact that he purposely made sure to be there at the funeral, just because of how important it was, just makes me love him even more. And but I loved the the dynamic of Shane and Ilya having like two completely different reactions to Ryan walking in. Because yeah, Ilya's like, why would he tell anyone? Like, he's not going to tell anyone. Don't be ridiculous, Shane. And then Shane still having those, you know, that sort of anxiety surrounding him about that, about it getting out and all of that stuff, which, you know, is another journey that's going to be coming up in long game, you know, for Shane, is that sort of anxiety that's kind of wrapped around who he is. But yeah, I love that scene, and it's like, of course they were probably fighting, and Ilya kissed Shane to like shut him up and just kind of calm him down. I feel like that's sort of Ilya's MO, to get Shane to like take a breath, is just to kind of shock him, and you know, whether that's maybe saying something or touching him inappropriately maybe, or in this case probably, you know, kissing him, to kind of help him. That's good. I feel like that's how, you know, Ilya helped Shane, honestly.
Yeah.
To kind of, you know, help him with his anxiety and things like that.
Yeah, if he can't immediately touch grass, then he's like, you need to immediately touch me. Touch Ilya.
Yeah, he's the grounding. He's Shane's grounding force, 100%.
I thought it was so funny, but because we're reading it from a different character's point of view, so the description just feels funny, and we can tell how much Rachael Reid loves those two characters, Ilya and Shane, because he hears them arguing, and that already sent him to fit of giggles.
Because, like, of course they're arguing about something, or Shane's probably being over the top about something, or being anal about something, and Ilya's like, what?
Like, relax.
Exactly.
And the fact that Ilya, when they get caught, Ilya is just so calm and collected about this, you know, because he just has a better gaydar than Shane.
He does. Oh, he does. That's what I mean. That's how he goes around collecting all, you know, all his queer players. Because he has the gaydar.
So funny. Before we move on to the next book, and I'll also check on the chat after this, but is there anything else you want to discuss regarding Tough Guy?
Let me just make sure I go through. Yeah, no, not really. I think I kind of covered all my notes. I mean, like I said, this one was definitely one that I didn't 100% pay attention to, just because it didn't grab me. But I really didn't have too many, like, oh, I should jot this down moments from the book. Yeah. So, yeah. Overall, best parts were probably Ilya popping up and Shop Around the Corner.
Oh, okay, Shop Around the Corner. I'm glad you brought that up again, because my mind. Okay, so far, Ilya, Ryan Price, and I think Eric Bennett all read Anne of Green Gables.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And you know, this is a Canadian author. They're Canadian books.
Yeah.
And my brain is the author of Anne of Green Gables. Also, those books specifically are like so beloved, and are even like in Canadian literature that those are like the books that are read in school and stuff. So I get that, but I'm like, they're all like, what other books are they reading?
Well, okay, so you know what's funny is I was watching it was a Hallmark movie the other day. And it was one where she went to like Ireland with her mom because they were finding like her birth mom, and Topik Moira Kelly, I think her name is. She was in it, and the main character, the guy, gave her a copy of a book that he read all the time when he was a kid, and it was Anna Green Gables. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Like, so out of left field. But I feel like Anna Green Gables is such a like Canadian thing, that I feel like a lot of people like actually read that, and that entire series. And I mean, for me, I only know it from the '80s, series. The better one than Anne with an E.
Yes, thank you. I argue with you all the time. The '80s version is just, it's everything to me. Like
that's my Gilbert. That's my Gilbert.
Oh my God, Gilbert! Oh my God. And the fact that the actor died, that plays Gilbert, at such a young age, I was like, that crushed my soul, because I really was like so in love with Gilbert.
100%.
I'm gonna catch up on the chat before we move on.
No one cares what they say. Oh wait, no. Just kidding. I love you guys. They'll be like, Leslie, never have her back.
How Ilya gets Jane out of his own head. Yes, so funny, so funny. Thank you, Elaine. I was just looking it up. I was like, oh dang, I can't forget the name. I'm gonna get in trouble with you, a fellow Canadian. Oh, Louis Maud Montgomery from the East Coast. I love Anne of Green Gables. Off on a tangent, Elaine. Yesterday when I was at work and we were on, I forgot his name's live stream, I was seriously in the streets of Ontario on Google Maps. And I love it there. So anyways, I'll be rooming with you. I'll be visiting. Woohoo, Canada. Yeah, for reals. Gareth, that's right. I'm sorry, my brain. You know my brain. I have the memory of a gold, but yeah, Gareth was lovely. But I think you guys somehow you guys got on the subject of like London, Ontario. And before you know it, I was Googling it. I was supposed to be working, but instead I'm like getting my little person to walk down the London, Ontario street.
So you can look around.
Then, no, you did not just admit that here. Shockingly, I have not heard of Green Gables. I think you're lying to me. I think you're being a troll right now, Ben. You need to vindicate yourself. Elaine, get Ven in order. Like, how dare you? That's 2 strikes. 2 strikes, Ben.
They're voted off the island. That's
what
it.
Did we talk
Gone.
About earlier?
Go.
Only you could maybe get in front of the camera. Only Ben can make me this angry. Do you see my house? Possibly. I probably walked right past you virtually. Remember, UK. But isn't Canada under the elbows of the UK? Am I correct? Isn't the Queen on the money for the Anyways,
I think it was. I mean, yeah. This is gonna show how poorly
also
the U.S. is
how dare
educated.
you use that as an excuse? I'm from the States. I'm from the northern part that I don't want to claim right now. From the States, we don't have Canadian stuff here. Yeah. But
we're from the United States of California. Yeah. Completely different. Completely different.
No excuses, Ben. Get to it. Put down your sweater and go eating.
Our governor is the only thing that is keeping me sane right now.
Oh, Lord.
Don't like him sometimes, but if he continues to troll the troll, I'm happy.
Let's not go down that way. The UK is a world unto itself. remember Island. If it helps, I have been to California, not Canada. I don't know. That actually might add another strife. All right, so off we go to the next book. Common Goal. Sam, would you like to let the audience know what this book is about?
Everything that's beautiful and sparkly and unicorny. That's what this book is about. Okay, so we have a player, a goalie named Eric Bennett. And we have, whom we all love and adore, Kyle, who is a bartender at a certain gay bar that may have had an appearance in Heated Rivalry, the series. So yes, so you have a player who's kind of at the end of his playing career. Towards the end, he's an elder statesman, my age, which kind of hurt. He's like, oh, he's old. I'm like, that's my age. And no one, if you know that age, no one is allowed to speak it. But yeah, so you have someone who's recently divorced, kind of navigating this new world that he's was with his wife for many years since he was extremely young, but he also is bi, and so he's starting to become a little more curious about men in general, and is, you know, kind of hoping to explore that side of him now that he's outside of marriage. And then you have Kyle, who is very much like Kip, young kid, into art history, classics, things like that, who's bartending and trying to figure out a little bit of what he wants to do, because, you know, as it kind of comes to be known, he's not really looking to go into that career of art history and things like that. So he's just trying to figure out what he wants to do, and he is attracted to kind of older gentlemen, which you know, is kind of his history. He doesn't really have a relationship with his family, and you come to find out it's because of a certain incident that happened in a small town. But you kind of, in the end, you see these two people who are still trying to find themselves and how they work together to help, or how they help each other kind of come to realizations and, you know, kind of grow together, and have an amazing, wonderful relationship. But yeah.
This
I
book,
love him. I love him so much. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this book for me was completely swoon worthy. I haven't, this is like my first time reading all the books, so up to this point, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. The
Giggly. It made me giggly.
It made me giggle so many times. Everything that this book lacked, Common Goal gave me, basically. But before I continue, I'll catch up on the chat. Because I know I'm behind. Okay, here I go. Oh, because we're talking about Ven. A little Ven boom. So many books to read and movies to watch. Yes. Accurate. Hey everyone. Hey Kat. Nice to see you here.
Hi.
Ven, it aired in the UK in '87. I was 4. Not good enough, Ben.
There's this thing called the internet.
Yeah. We're going to find it for you then. We're going to do the work for you. Hellos all around. Darfilina, he's old for a professional athlete, not a person. Yeah. But he makes it seem like Oh, I'm at the pasture.
They're gonna send me to a farm upstate.
Yeah, yeah. Ben, cat, help me. I am being judged.
No, 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 no,
Do
no,
it
no.
yourself. Do
He
it
gets.
yourself.
There's no help. There's no help.
You're asking the women here to help you out. Another strike.
But that means he's out, right? I'm pretty sure that's strike 3.
Definitely not. I love that y'all love common cold. Yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely.
It's
Um,
so cute.
it's very sweet, and like in terms of if we're really gonna do like the contrast with Tough Guy, it was about opposites, and it didn't feel like there was any like um shift in the character. As where I felt like there's plenty of character development in this book.
Oh my god, so much.
The world building was really great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, so Tough Guy is like around 300 pages. Common Girl's like Common Lord, Common Goal is 316 pages, but she packs so much in Common Goal, and
Way
yes,
more.
way more. But for some reason, it still works. It doesn't feel like it's not balanced. It feels like it flows well. We run into a bunch of characters that we love, and they have their own like little sideline um, development going on, which you think like maybe isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my cat has something on them. And so I was surprised how much she juggled so beautifully. So that's kind of where I'm at with this.
Well, and I feel like she also incorporated way more of the characters from the series, more than she did in Tough Guy. Tough Guy was primarily just Ilya and then Shane at one point. I feel like this one, like you had Kip, you had Scott, you had, I think even they talked about Ryan, I think at one point, like he was in it, but then you had Maria.
yeah, Maria. Love
Yeah,
Maria.
you had so many more characters sort of involved in the story, and Kent, and the evilness that Kent is, and all that stuff. Like I don't know, it was just so jam packed with everything that we love about Game Changers, and it works. It
Yeah,
completely works.
yeah. I wonder if because I really don't know. I haven't been. I'm like new to the fandom, right? Because of the show, like so many of us.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she had feedback from Tough Guy and then took those notes and were like, okay, I'm assuming because I feel like everything was said felt like valid critiques, So I wonder if that was like something that came up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that some of it, and also, as I feel like as a writer, you probably work on characters that you need in the universe, but you don't love. And I feel like if you are writing characters that you love, it makes your job so much easier. It makes it kind of more natural as you're writing, like, oh, this person, and this is how they would react, what they would do, you're more comfortable with them. And I feel like maybe Tough Guy, because these two characters truly do feel sort of outside of any of the other characters that we have met within the series. So I'm wondering if maybe she just tried to write new characters, different characters, and then it just didn't kind of pan out the way that if you look at Common Goals, like we love and adore these characters. So I feel like it probably is also just you have to understand a person or a character in order to write them. So I kind of feel like maybe that was maybe part of the issue between, it feels like night and day, honestly. Night and day between Tough Guy and Common Goals.
Yeah.
I love them. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, okay. I'm gonna catch up on the chat for a hot second before we go forward. Ben, it's like the Lion King's jumping all over again. Oh my god. You know what? Let me not even know about that one because I'm Cat, but judging is fun, and yes, you were supposed to watch Lion King a long time ago. Oh wow. You have flabbered her past. Elaine, let me guess. Another puppy complaining about being old. I am 62. Doesn't bother me. Another puppy. Ginger Bibliophile. Depends on the day. Sometimes I'm 3, sometimes I'm 300. I just had a nice long nap today. The nap will do it for us. Plus, Venn Book Corner. The books are before 1987. Published with Andy. Hello, Andy. Always happy to see you. Then that's why I have not read. They are antiques. How dare you?
Oh! You just keep digging that hole a little bit more every single time.
The strikes keep coming, then. You are a menace today. Okay, I will be the menace, but you are.
This is at this point I'm gonna laugh or cry. So.
Andy, stop by to say hi. Thank you, Andy. I'm always happy to see you. Hellos all around. That is ancient in book time. Don't encourage him. So funny. Just to be clear, I was not around in dinosaur times. Andy, got to hop off. Have a great stream. Happy to see you. Then, if I dig it deep enough, I can escape. Okay, hopefully. Let me tell you something. You don't want to be over here either.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it over here.
Kat, are you sure, Elaine, you could have been practically your greenery magic? That's how you got such a nice yard now. Ben, I have been typing up a review, but now I am fully focused on watching. Thank you, Ben. Elaine, see? And Ben says, I don't know how to behave. Just saying. Yes, you are. Were you trying to end up? I don't know. Ben? I don't think Ben knows. Okay, so yes. Where was I? So for this book, I have a bunch of quotes. I'm gonna go ahead and be transparent once again with everyone. So here's the deal. Last week I listened to the audiobook of Tough Guy. This past week I listened to Common Goal. I listened to it while I was at work, and so I have like a notepad where I pretend to work, and then like underneath I have all my notes. And I was in a rush yesterday to leave, and I totally forgot my notes for this. So I have like a bunch of quotes. So I'm going to be really leaning on Sam for this because I was so upset because I love this book so much, it made me so giggly. I had so many notes, and now I don't have them. And I have the memory of a goldfish. So we'll see how this goes. So this is that's like okay. I'll go with the quote first. So Eric is thinking when he's spending time with Kyle, like, I think I can be my whole self with you. He doesn't tell him, but he's thinking it.
Mm-hmm.
And a line like that feels like the most real and yet the most romantic line I think I've ever read.
Yep.
Because isn't that what you want with someone? Is that someone you can relax into and be your whole self with? Cough, Fabian.
Exactly. No, total opposite. Yeah, no, I mean that honestly is the goal in any relationship. Something that you look for in another person is someone that you feel like you could truly be yourself and that'd be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. It's probably one of the most romantic things. It's so simple and so not over the top or anything, but like to have that thought to me is way more romantic than anything else. Like, I love that. I love that.
And I also feel like it's a way of, without saying it, the character saying like, when I'm with you, I feel seen in a way. And I
Yeah.
think that's beautiful. And it's like, God, that's actually feels like something I'm going to take is just like, I want to always be in a relationship dynamic, like my unfettered self.
Yeah.
And if I can't, then come on, I read it here. I need this is at the bar in this like really beautiful way. But that was like so beautiful and really kind of like taps into the dynamic. And this isn't just a line that it's something that he's singing to himself that he's not willing to like share just yet. It's like really like early on.
Yeah.
But already we're understanding like the attraction in a way. And so some of that is like self-acceptance, it's like hidden in that. I was also thinking that there's something else. And speaking of Maria, Kyle and Maria are chatting away, which this is another part of why I love this book and it made me so giggly. It's just like the casual banter that we're still leaning into and enjoying in the book. And then as Kyle tells Maria, because Maria's like, oh, I'm going to die or whatever, like alone or whatever. And Kyle tells Maria she's going to die in a threesome with Oscar Isaac and Michael B. Jordan.
I thought of you when I read that line.
Isn't that kind of book? Okay.
I think this book is everyone's kind of book. Like, I feel like this would be the book I would tell everyone, if you're going to read Game Changers, start here. Start with this one. It's going to make you fall in love with everyone, and then you can go.
Yes. Sounds like heaven.
It does. It does.
All right, so I'm going to ask this question. You know what? I'm going to catch up on the chat really quick because I do have a question related to this. And I'm going to want everyone in the chat to answer, as well as Sam. Ben says he's aiming for Norway right now. You know what? That sounds good. I'm going to take off a strike, and as long as you bring me with you. Nobody behaves. Behaving is overrated. That's true, Cat. Cobalt Dragon. Well, he has made it to the doghouse. Maybe he is heading for a cat house. Ben, going to be the stereotype and make tea. I will be back in jiffy. Sounds good. Just let us know. Cat. Well, he is aggressively single by his own admission. Cat houses are dangerous, though. Very true. Yeah. All right. So, since Kyle tells Maria you're going to die in a threesome with Oscar Isaac and Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
If you're going to die in a threesome,
I knew you were going there.
who are the two people that you would be sandwiched in?
Oh, God. Matthew Good.
Okay.
Would be one. And I think Pedro.
Yes. Everyone is Pedro-sexual, baby. Everyone is Pedro-sexual.
100%. But for sure, Matthew Good. Like, so good. But yeah. What about you?
A moment of silence as you think about it.
Like,
picture it. For me,
Oh, I can picture it. Thank you.
I'm gonna. You see, Darkolina's already kind of getting at what I'm gonna say, but for me, it would be not like these like. I probably should be choosing like real life people, but for me, it's the characters because I'm already obsessed with the Interview with the Vampire. It would be Lestat and Louis. Like they're a chaotic mess. That would be the way I would die because I am dying.
Like, I am dying. This would be the way.
So
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go out, I want those two vampires to eat me in every way possible. Take that literally, figuratively. Let's go to town, baby. Let's go out right and wrong in all the ways.
Let's go to Chow Town.
I want them to transfix me, and I'll do whatever they want. They don't really need to do that. I'll do whatever they want anyways. You know? I want to be between a pimp and a monster, because that's where they are, and I'm here for it. I'm saying it right now. With that said, I'm catching up on the chat, because I want to see everyone's answer. Ben says, I found scones as well, so now I feel even more English.
Which I'm making scones tomorrow, so.
Darkolina, Sam, Reid, and Hudson Williams. Ooh, that would be, because that's kind of like, Sam is actually in real life very like bashful, and Hudson is clearly a menace. So that would be a good dynamic.
To society, yes. He's my kind of menace.
I love that Hudson Williams is in both scenarios. Yeah, Ben is so great. And yes, aggressively single. Only my cats love me. Can't imagine why. Same here. Okay, I have 2 cats. Elaine, scones are yummy. They are. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. I don't remember buying them, so they may be my pet's child, my pet child. But he is at his mom's, so they default to mine. So funny. You know what? Strike again, Ben. Taking your kids' scones. You better replace them. No reason to judge here, baby. I love my decision. Sounds like an amazing way to go.
There are far worse ways. That would be the way to go for sure.
Ooh, okay, Kat. I'm gonna go with Henry Cavill, and hard to choose a second. Well, Ben Barnes keeps popping up in commercials lately, and still got to. So I'll take him. That's another good choice.
Ben Barnes, I can get behind that. I can absolutely get behind Ben Barnes.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I'm gonna lock that in for later. Ben, he is 22 and doesn't pay rent, so it's allowed. You know what? I like the way you think. That's true. Your independence is here, so.
Yeah.
So no guilt here. Yeah. Oh, okay. I knew Henry was on the list. Hey, Elaine, I know you're one of the few not single people here, but give us some options, okay? We won't tell your husband. We won't tell Bob. All right. Moving along. In like chapter 17, there's a drag show, and like Scott Hunter is described as being half naked at this drag show, and the characters just reflecting on how far like Scott has come on his journey. How did you feel about this scene?
I love the drag show. I love the drag show. I mean, honestly, I feel like it was one of the first, like, truly one of the first times for, my brain just shut down, for Eric. Like, what's his name? So it was one of the first times Eric was in that sort of situation of him being who he is and being around people who kind of know what's going on with him and like who he wants to be. So I feel like it was kind of his first sort of foray into that. Anytime Scott Hunter wants to walk around in a tiny little elf outfit, I'm down. I'm behind that 100%. And then even Kip in a Santa costume, 100% down with that. But I love that whole scene. Like, it was so much fun. Everyone was there just having fun. It was for, something good and positive. No, I loved it.
It was, I love that scene, and I love that, like, even throughout, we do know Scott is somewhat of like a reserved, bashful person.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is like innately who they are. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do like that there's parts of themselves that are like really opening up, and like he's having this really fun moment for someone that has spent so much time being consciously in the closet and really potentially jeopardizes his relationship because of that, to being this person that's at a drag show. I'm like, I love this for him so much.
Well, I mean, and it was so interesting because throughout this book, you got to see Scott and how far out of his little closeted shell he was, like how far he's come out of it and how he's just sort of blossomed and is, truly becoming who he wants to be. And he's not scared of being who he wants to be anymore. And so, like, this scene was just perfect because it's like, he's like, I am who I am and I'm owning it and I'm starting to have fun with it. I will say that it very much was reminiscent of episode 4 club scene for me in some ways, for sure. But yeah, like, 'cause there were a couple of times I was just like listening to all the things, like all the remix and stuff, and see the moody lighting as Eric and Kyle were sort of staring at each other and being jealous of them dancing or hanging out with other guys. So it was kind of, it very much was like, I don't like this. But yeah, I love the scene for these characters that we've already kind of met and have been with for a couple of books, and to kind of see how they themselves are changing and evolving, and how much they have gone through and how far they've come. I feel like it was so good. It was so good.
Also, during the drag scene, in my head, I don't know what even said in the book, but I pictured the song Santa Baby coming on. That would work. Yes. That would work very well.
But can we get a remake or a remix of Santa Baby, please?
some sort of like more of a yearning version.
And maybe not Eartha Kitt. I love you, Eartha Kitt. Sorry.
Actually, before I move on, let me catch up on the chat because I just realized I kind of went off. Excuse me. Ginger Bibliophile. I mean, he's hot and has a rescue puppy. Of course, he's on the top of the list, Elaine. Cobalt Dragon. I am going with Bucky and Dean Winchester.
Solid Bucky. Yes, absolutely.
I want this for you. Ginger Bibliophile knew Dean would be there. Bucky ain't bad either. Then dodging the question, that's right, man, you gotta join in. Everyone wants a sandwich. Elaine, hubby and I have a deal. You can window shop, but no test driving. I hear that.
That is such a healthy thing in a relationship. 100%.
That's
I love
exactly
it.
what I was thinking. Then I didn't catch the question as was making tea. Oh, that's true. What threesome are you dying?
He's like, what did I leave and come back to?
Isn't that's genuinely the question? We have a nothing personal. They had a puppy deal. Husky for him, black lab for me. Ben, I don't know the character people's names that involves remembering things. Oh my gosh, Ben. Elaine, Cat you missed Sam needs to rename her plant Henry. Yeah. It's a solid name. Darflina, the club scene is a constant in these books.
Yep.
Cat. So I'm guess Feyre for you then, because I know you aren't forgetting that name. Ben, not talking to anyone. Not talking to you anymore, Cat. Yeah, but then you'd miss all the puppy pictures. Elaine, LOL, Ben, play nice. Cat started it. Well, if you weren't so easy, Elaine, don't make me go Mama Dragon, which is true, she will. Then, if I was easy, I might not be single.
I say that all the time.
Oh man, Cat, you might still be single, just also deceased. Elaine, 39 years this October. We have a system that works. Truly. I'm taking notes, Elaine. I'm taking notes. Yeah, so Ben, basically, Kat said it more bluntly, but basically there's like a character that says to another character, like, oh, you're going to die with like Michael B. Jordan and I forgot the other character. Oh, Oscar Isaac, like in a threesome. So basically, if that was your scenario, who are the two people you'd pick? So,
I mean, Oscar Isaac would be a good one for me too on my
yes.
list. 100%.
Yes. We're just going to keep adding to the list.
Also, weirdly, Diego Luna. There's just something
Yes.
about him. Yeah.
Diego Luna in the Andor series,
Oh my God. Yes.
he's extra hot in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, maybe I'll switch it out. Maybe I'll have Diego Luna with Louis and me. That doesn't really make any sense, but I'll do it anyway. I'm up for it. It's my dream, okay? My dream destiny. Sorry about that. All right, okay, so let me clear my head.
I know. Sorry. Sidetracked.
So Ilya clocks Eric and straight up says, "Did you fuck that blonde teenager yet?" Kyle's 25, by the way. I just thought it was so like hilarious. What did you think about Ilya being a menace that he is?
Oh my God. I love him so much. Like, he showed up in this series, like, right when it was perfect. And, like, the little, comments he made. And once again, it's like he went around collecting all his, queer people. But yeah, I love Ilya. And I love how he says, these things throughout every book that just truly is like a wink. Like, he's there to give winks all the time, like just to kind of nudge characters too, and be like, okay, I'm just gonna drop this little helpful thing to you, and you think about it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like she uses him throughout the series to kind of help one of the main characters or both main characters kind of figure things out a little bit. And I love it.
I feel like Ilya is someone that genuinely loves love.
Mm-hmm. He does. He is a giant little teddy bear wrapped in a hard, hard, scary shell
Yeah.
for his own purpose, like for his own protection. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he is the soft. He's his mom.
Yeah.
He's his mom. At the end of the day, he is his mom, and he uses his dad's sort of harshness as a way to kind of protect his soft little mom heart, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm cracking up because of the chat. That's what I get for asking a menace question. That keeps on giving, so I'm going to catch up on the chat.
Good.
Margaret, of all the moments to walk in on, we're wild. Back from a wood mill tour for a national knit in public day. That sounds so cool. You're always up to
That's
the
fun.
really incredible public events. Everyone's saying hello. Okay, Ben said Alexander Skarsgård and Rosenpike, and am I gonna end up dying in an orgy? Because it sounds great. Everyone's having great choices. I just want to pile on the list. This is gonna be a wild death for me.
Skarsgård. I like it. I like it.
I mean, yes, especially. Yeah, specifically because I guess in my head, I could only think of at the moment fictional characters. I couldn't think of anyone clearly I don't have enough imagination.
No, it's not imagination. I wouldn't say imagination, but
But Alexander Skarsgård, incredible choice because he is so silly, funny, unhinged. Yes, but a choice.
Talk about someone who's not afraid to be who he is.
Yes, yes. And you know what? That's going to come out in the bedroom, baby. Kat, oh, we need your answer too. Leslie got dirty questions. I do. Alexander was so hot in Tarzan. Yes. Dating seems dangerous. Those are some long needles. They are. What are the questions? Ginger. Kat, pose it for me again.
Oh my god. You have taken us off the rails.
Cinnamon roll with a chastity belt. Kat, and now I have to look who Rosenpike is. Elaine, bonus stream, great conversation, and now books I don't have to read. I learned my lesson with that guitar. Yeah. Don't read anything you don't want to. Life's too short for that. She was amazing in, what was it? What is WOT? I can't. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me because I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah, my coffee has not kicked in yet.
Yeah. I haven't seen WOT, but I recognize her picture. All right. Is it Who Would You Not Mind Dying?
She was in Pride and Prejudice too.
Basically. Ginger Bill and Leslie out here being greedy with everyone's choices. It's my imagination. I can do what I want. Ben, it wasn't, but I think that's where it's going, basically. Hi, Mad World. Great moment to step into, but here we are.
Yeah. Welcome to chaos.
But you know what, Margaret? Now you're here, so you can answer. So one character says to another character, because Maria is like, oh, I'm going to die alone, whatever. And so her buddy, Kyle, is like, no, you're going to die in a threesome with Oscar Isaac and what was it? I keep forgetting one. Michael B. Jordan. And so that's my question for the audience. If that was your scenario, who would be your bedfellows in your sandwich? So feel free to answer. Ginger, I like to help the chaos along. Wheel of Time. Okay. Oh, okay. Wheel of Time. Okay, now I understand.
Yes. Okay.
I haven't seen Wheel of Time. Everyone knew except for us.
Yeah.
I'm so not on it. That's something I haven't seen. Hellos. All right. Moving along. In chapter 23. Okay. Go on the dirty river road. Okay. Eric moaned from eating pancakes, and Kyle said, before you met me, it was a dark existence of no pancakes and weak orgasms. I never felt so seen in my life and Reginald. And let me tell you something, I'm all out of pancake mix, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you think of that
or
conversation?
or did we also forget the yogurt? They have a thing about sex and breakfast. Honestly, these two.
Which is perfect
Um,
for me. I love food. Let's bring it together.
Absolutely, I can 100% get behind that. No, I loved it. I love it. Like it's so yeah. It's like sex and food. I mean, the whole thing is, when you have something, a food that is so good, your body reacts the same way. So that's why, like, you almost do have like a mini orgasm when you have amazing food like that. So
Yeah.
honestly, I loved these little kind of conversations between Eric and Kyle, of just like these sweet little moments that are everyday moments. Like I love it. I loved it. I love it. And I can 100% get behind food and sex together.
It was meant to be, baby.
It was. Oh man.
I'm gonna catch up on the chat a little bit. Where was I? Okay. Ooh, Hosier. Hosier and Vigo. Chef's kiss. Speaking of food.
Can I have like specific threesomes for different types? Like I want multiple choices.
This is
Like
why
I want a music threesome. I want an acting.
this might as well just be an orgy. That's why I'm like, gonna keep adding everyone. I'm gonna go out with a bang. Oh, great choices, Margaret. Is pancakes what we're calling it now? Okay, 14 books I have read, up to 2 on reread. Oh, wow. Wheel of Time. Those are some big brick books, right? They're both laughing at my shenanigans. Aragorn, nice. Not sure who other one is. It's a Singer, incredible. First Strike for Cat. You must look up Hosier's music because he's incredible. Amazing singer, yeah. Oh, Vigo, excellent choice, truly. What the hell is happening? Pure joy, okay?
We've gone off the rails. 100%. Welcome to the show.
Whipping cream is a popular food for multiple reasons. That's
Absolutely.
right. Wait, what food? Do I need to go shopping? You know what? Now Elaine's getting greedy. You have man. And don't y'all call it a squirty cream pan. Yes, because whipped cream is something else here. Okay. Did not know that. The more you know. I'm afraid
Wait,
to ask.
where?
So, because he's in the UK.
Oh, yeah. Double cream.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yes, I do look him up, Kat. Oh, do look him up. Okay. I'm familiar with Hosier's music, but I wouldn't be able to pick him out in a lineup. That's okay. That's okay. Cream comes in single, double, whipped, and whipping, plus squirt cream in the can. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's kind of shorthand slang.
Yeah. Oh my god. I want to go back to the UK now.
Yeah, taking you back.
It's where I trained, okay?
I am happy to approve of y'all's comments as appropriate here, safe space. So I can have fun. 39 years, gotta keep it spicy. You know what? You're right. Okay, let me take that back. I was wrong. You do you. All right. I think I have like my questions kind of like towards like the end of the book? Is there anything else in the book that you would like to discuss?
I just want to add, fuck Kent,
Mm-hmm.
that little piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The amount of edging in this book.
Yes, I was going to get to the bedroom, but yes, let's go there. Let's go to bedroom dynamics. You go ahead.
Wowee. There were some great scenes throughout the book, honestly, and it was fun. Like they were super explicit for sure, but and chapters long. Sometimes almost like 2 chapters long. But honestly, it was fun to explore something that, you almost explored kind of first times with Eric, just because of how, because he never slept in the same way Shane and Ilya, like it very much was the same. Although I feel like the Eric's journey was just a little more explanatory, I feel like, than Ilya and Shane. Theirs is more like passion and things like that, which is and the hate and everything. So you're definitely going to have a different sort of situation than like Eric and Kyle. So I actually did sort of enjoy their journey, not only just as, outside, but also inside the bedroom. Like, I feel like it was well represented and, so different, but still as valid and, interesting, the fact that Eric would be sort of the submissive sort of person to Kyle, whom you kind of expected to maybe not be that dominant. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I liked it.
By the way, just a reminder that I was listening to these books while I was at work.
And I'm a sexual demon of my apartment complex, so.
So I definitely felt like the bedroom dynamic felt like a student-teacher type thing.
Yes.
Subdom, but it felt like more like teacher-student. And yes, I like that it was Kyle that was more like the teacher. Again, this is another representation that Rachael Reid does so well, about like constant consent, constant checking in. And there was something so hot about Kyle being like, would you like this type of thing? Like just asking. That made, I was like, this is so hot. I was like, oh my God.
Once again, it was about the communication and how, communication can be sexy and can be just as, it's important. It truly is important and can be incorporated in these kind of moments where most of the time all the other smutty books and things like that are very much not about kind of, or not inclusive of this sort of open communication. And I feel like it makes such a stronger relationship when you do have this kind of communication.
Yeah, or just like Eric saying, like, what they're not quite ready for, and telling Kyle that, and I love that he's like, I'm interested in that, but I'm not there yet.
I'm not ready for that yet. Yeah,
and it's amidst their desire, and there is this reciprocal nature to that, being like, okay, great, there's plenty else we could do. I was like, I love, that's something I really love too.
For sure. Well, and even even like Kyle being like, okay, well, what about these? Or, like the restraints and the blindfold and stuff like that. Like, you're still in the moment and you're still having these conversations. Like, are you comfortable with this? You can say no. Like, he's giving him the power to be like, yes, no, sort of thing. And that is that's so important,
Yeah.
I loved it. But yeah. Whole lot of edging. Wowzers.
And I also liked how that's described because I have read some like years ago a book that I wasn't like really into. And I think they're trying to capture that and they just didn't do it well. And I think the edging worked in this book so well because of the communication
Yeah.
of like checking in where who's where in the scenario. But they actually verbally said like Kyle will be like, this is something that we can do. She's not just describing it happen.
Yeah.
They
Ooh,
both
my phone's about to die. Sorry, I have to. I
run.
have to turn off the air conditioning so it's not as noisy, and then I have to plug it in. So I'll be right back.
All right. While she's doing that, I'm gonna catch up on the chat. Run, dear, run. I'm way behind. All right, Kat. Your double cream. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna mute her. Okay, I'll mute her so we can do this. Your double cream, I think, is what we make whipped cream out of, homemade or in a can. Same. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you until like you're ready. So you're using the whipped cream and all the sauces and play things. Elaine, remember to hit the like button between the chuckles. Yeah, thank you, Elaine. Ours isn't, but is legal things around sales because of the pressurized can. Oh, okay, interesting. Cobalt Dragon, not telling Cat. Cat, probably a good thing. It would sully your basement space for sure. Margaret, not reading these books and then listening in is like listening to people talk about characters on Love Island. Then maybe these should be our next buddy read, Margaret. Please do. Leslie at work with a beaming smile on my face, and I look like I'm intently paying attention to my screen, but I'm not. It's a book. Then Leslie can't stop telling me off. Weird, but I get it. Cans are sketchy for some humans. Kat, you're listening to all the spice at work, Leslie? Yes. That dude, I did tell Darfelina once that I had stepped away and I was having an issue with my Bluetooth. Thank goodness the book wasn't playing then because I have mine on full volume because I have hearing issues and my Bluetooth disconnected and instead of like whatever I was listening to, which was music, pausing, it actually went and I had to run to my phone. Could you imagine if I was listening to my smut book and the Bluetooth disconnected? I wouldn't have a job. And I can't tell my daughter I don't have a job because I'll send a smut book. Kat, oh, I'm sure she'll find a reason, Ven. Have you watched Lion King yet? No. Oh, let me unmute you. Okay, there we go. Ven, nope. Zazu. Okay, Medwell. Being a North Ontario gal, I'm completely baffled regarding cottage loons. Ven, for shame. Ven, I have a new updated deal for when to watch it.
Sure.
Elaine. Medwell, I am Southwestern Ontario. Margaret, there would have been an incident. Yes. Look at, I am efficient, which brings me to my next point. Okay, so the last segment we covered the first and second book, and Sam and Darkelina were judging me because they let me know that I apparently have an efficiency kink. I didn't know that was a thing. And let me tell you something. Eric is doing something and he says that he's efficient, and I felt so seen. I was like, that's my man. That's my man. And this is why these two work so well in the bedroom, is because Eric has an efficiency kink and Kyle likes to multitask. Also something I brought up in the last stream, and I felt vindicated. Thoughts, Sam?
I mean, you do have an efficiency kink, 100%. But yeah, no. I mean, I just everything about these two characters, they were just perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Because, I think with Eric, because he was navigating this sort of new world to him, I feel like Kyle was the perfect person because he knew who he was, and he also didn't hold the fact that Eric was trying to explore. Like, he encouraged him to explore, and he encouraged him to he encouraged Eric to become who he wanted to be and what he wanted. And the fact that Kyle was so supportive of that, and in and out of the bedroom, was just, I mean, they were just perfect for each other. And I feel like because of the fact that Eric felt so kind of safe in a safe space, that he was able to give Kyle the control. And in a way, when you are like submissive, you do have the control, because you can say yes or no. Like, you can stop it when you get to that point. But because Eric felt so safe in their relationship and just what they were doing, Eric felt safe enough to be like, okay, I'm going to trust him, and I'm going to let him do what he wants to do to me. And I know he's not going to hurt me, and he's going to listen to me. And so that let Eric be able to kind of give up the reins in the bedroom, and to be, and allowed him to maybe get to the point where he could orgasm, or like, he could explore all these different types of kind of this new landscape for him. And so I just love that. I love the two of them, and just how kind of evenly matched they were. They were different. They were absolutely, different types of characters, but they truly meshed well together, which I really loved. And they were, their strengths, one's strengths was maybe a weakness in the other, but they kind of helped to even them out.
Yeah, and I felt like that's another great example of what really worked for me, as far as like fleshed out, fully realized characters, whether it's in the bedroom or not, versus in Tough Guy. But just like, wasn't having it. But let me go back up. Oh yeah, definitely we don't kink shave. Didn't even know it was kink. Well, I'm calling it that because I wouldn't know what else to call it. We were all like,
oh no, she gets turned on by efficiency. That is an efficiency kink.
but I'm just saying, in the first book, Game Changers, it's kind of like, well, you do something. Now it's your turn. And I'm like, you're together. You need to like get in there
I'm
together.
sorry, what was that? Can you do that again?
Get in there, baby. While you're down there, make it happen. I was just like, you have all these parts. Use them. Use them.
I mean, I only make fun of that just because of I enjoy efficiency too. So I feel comfortable throwing stones because you can throw stones back at me about it.
Pot calling kettle. So what's going on here?
Hey, when you bake, efficiency is the name of the game. Because if you have multiple things that you're putting together that you need to work on all at one time, you need to be able to do one thing, because it needs to sit for 3 hours or whatever in the fridge. Okay, so I'll do that first, and then I can do it. Like, yes, yeah, efficiency is important.
That's a great way. I want all the burners burning. We're cooking here.
Exactly. Food or sex, it's the same thing. Same difference.
Elaine, so there's an efficiency requirement. You kids. Only so many hours in a day. Gotta be able to get the job done. Yes. Elaine, guess if you don't yell, done. Next time, be fine. Mad World. Cobaldrian, yes, I do recall that. You have a lovely yard with lots of critters, which I enjoy watching. But back to whatever's going on right now. Elaine, LOL, Mad World, thank you. Definitely a fun chat. Oh, Leslie. Oh, me. Yes, of course. Cat, but what if they have a praise king and want to know they did a good job, Elaine? Done. Yes. Let's tackle what everyone wants. Let me see. Is there anything else that's going on in this before there is something else I want to discuss, but like towards the end of the book. Is there anything else you want to discuss before I forget anything?
I want to bring up the Virgin Scott Hunter that Kyle made for Eric. I love that. I was like, I think that's the only virgin Scott Hunter will ever be. But I love that.
It's the drink, right? You wanted to explain, Sam?
Yeah. So at the bar, the Kingfisher, they have Kip created a drink and they call it the Scott Hunter. I mean, it's a dive bar. They really don't do anything like special at all. So this is the one thing that they actually do. And it's a drink, a specialty, and it's the Scott Hunter. Eric does not drink alcohol. So he rarely goes out just because of the fact that he just doesn't want to be kind of like that wet blanket. So like I think it's the first time he goes to the Kingfisher, he asked, like, he's like, okay, clearly it's not a specialty, type of place. But I think if I remember right, Kyle makes Eric a virgin Scott Hunter, or he talks about making a virgin Scott Hunter, and it made me laugh because it's like, I'm pretty sure he hasn't been a virgin for a long time. It's so good. But honestly, one thing about this book that I feel like is a little bit different from the others is the fact that because Eric is at the end of his career, like he and then Kyle as well, like they sort of figure out what they're going to do after hockey. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was kind of interesting to see that dynamic, because for the most part it's been like, oh, they've been playing, or like, Ryan, like, I'm completely leaving, hockey. So like, and it never really was discussed what he was going to do afterward. It was like, oh, we'll figure it out. But like in this book, it was sort of incorporated that Eric was starting to think like, what should I do after? And so it was kind of an active thought process for him that we were kind of witness to. And then I love what they ended up doing, which is, spoiler alert, buying the Kingfisher. Yeah. And yeah. I loved how they set that up, because Kyle, and once again, throughout the book, Kyle was talking about, okay, I have all these degrees, blah, blah, blah. But like, that's not what I want to do. Like, I am a people person and I want to take care of people, and bartending I prefer because it's, in a way, I can take care of people this way. Yeah. And so he just kept trying to, and then he was trying to make changes at the bar and trying to encourage, sort of updates and things like that. And I love that, Eric it wasn't like he was like, oh, I'll give you the money. We'll make your dream come true or anything like that. It so could have easily fallen into that sort of trope, but it didn't. Eric was like, you know what? With what you can offer, with what you can do, and with my backing and sort of my help, I think we can make this place better. And so the fact that they bought it sort of together, I mean, yeah, the money was clearly not Kyle's. Maybe some of it, because, Kyle, it wasn't exactly like a poor little thing. But I loved that. I love the fact that they kind of worked together to solve a problem, and it ended up being what it was. And also, can we just talk about Kyle's past?
Yes, I'll let you wax poetic, and then we'll kind
of because it's so hard, because he was truly sort of fighting on his side of their relationship, of Kyle and Eric's relationship. Kyle was fighting this aspect of he's an older man, and I'm attracted to them, but it's burned me so hard in the past. It's like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna turn around and do the same thing. He's sort of constantly, Kyle's fighting himself to not put Eric in that sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just Kyle was trying not to put Eric in that same category of, oh, he's an older man, he's more, he's well off, he's going to turn around and do exactly what his first sort of affair turned out to be. And I mean, I feel like, yeah, Kyle sort of did it to himself when he was younger. He was an idiot. You're when you're young, you are an idiot. You're not smart. You're learning. You're gonna learn hard lessons. And by sort of sleeping with your boss and then getting caught, and but that's one thing. But the fact that his family was just like, oh, we don't want the scandal, we're gonna we'll just send you somewhere else. That's not on Kyle. That's on his family. And, I feel like Kyle was pretty well-rounded for having his family completely sort of,
ostracize him.
Ostracize him. And the aspect that he was really struggling with was not the family thing. He had done something wrong for his family to kick him out. It was more just his choice of, who he was dating. He learned his lesson. But I actually kind of enjoyed that, because so many authors will use that sort of trope and be like, oh, I'm a horrible person because my family hates me. And, Kyle really didn't struggle with that. He identified the problem, and that was that he made a bad choice to sleep with his married boss. And that, to me, I loved, because that is a sign of someone who is very self-aware, and is in a place where he can identify the actual problem. And I feel like most authors will utilize those sort of situations and make the main character not self-aware. And so, they'll react horribly to these situations until someone comes in and is like, oh, but it's not your fault, type of thing. I loved Kyle's character because he was self-aware. But I felt so bad, because it's like, bro, you definitely made the wrong choice, the wrong decision when you were much younger, and you paid for it for sure, but you're a better person for it now. And, I love that. I love that that wasn't a point in the book.
Okay, what I like about what you're saying is, yes, it was on Kyle, that he messed up when he was younger. But I think because of his fear in realizing that he's attracted to this older man
Mm-hmm.
and kind of trying to protect himself,
Mm-hmm.
he in like a different iteration repeated the pattern because once Eric kind of feels like, oh, I think maybe we should just be friends. I think it's trying to he's just trying to navigate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
They did make Kyle and Eric made an initial agreement of, hey, you're bisexual, you want to figure out some things. I'm in it for a good time. So they made this agreement for how they started out.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Kyle hurts himself because ultimately I'm like, but Kyle, this is what you agreed to. Do you know what I mean? So when Eric starts to back away, he does verbally say he puts on Eric okay, you're using me like I've been used before. An older man wants a spin with a young person, and now you're done. And I felt so bad for Kyle, but I also felt like it happened in such a natural way, such a great way writing wise, that I felt like, oh, but Kyle, you unintentionally put yourself in the same situation.
Yeah.
Because of your emotional fear and baggage.
No, that is true. That is absolutely true. He did do that to himself. But I mean, Eric also put himself in the sort of position of him being, an older man and being with a much younger person. And I think was it Scott who asked him about, well, do you feel old when you're with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that question because it's like, okay, I mean, everyone is different, right? No matter your age, if you are the same age as someone else, you can be much more mature than the other person who has the same exact age. Mm-hmm. So it's more a question of who they are and their level of maturity than I think it is an actual number. I mean, if you're talking, physically, if you're struggling, if you're getting older, you're, more ailments and stuff. Yeah, you're not going to be the same thing as a fucking 25-year-old. I'm sorry, language. A 25-year-old.
Well, that went out the window a long time ago with everything.
Yeah. I'm a sailor at heart. I apologize. But yeah, so it's, if you're talking about that sort of age gap, then yeah, you're not going to be a 25-year-old. But the fact that, Kyle is mentally more mature than a lot of other 25-year-olds. I mean, he had a hard lesson that he learned very young. And, he's in a different place than every other 25-year-old that's around. So the fact that Scott was like, okay, well, do you feel old? Do you feel like you are the adult when you're with him? And the fact that Eric was like, you know what? No, I don't. I feel young. And not actually, I guess he didn't really say he felt young. When he was with Kyle, he did not think about his age. And I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah. I'm totally going to catch up on the chat because I was plenty going on. Let me catch up. Elaine, if they did a good job, shouldn't have to be told done. Some folks are quiet, Elaine. Don't shame. Elaine, LL Cat, don't need to be loud. Some people have roommates. That's where the sock on the door comes in. Elaine, so unhinged protection. Then, I mean, in unhinged, the door would be involved. Darkelina, I think this happens in Game Changers, but Kyle came on to Kip, who was also unavailable. True.
No, I mean, Kyle was in love with Kip. I mean, that's clearly stated in this book.
Yeah. Which is interesting because he has in the past, Kyle's been in the past attracted to older people, but Kyle's actually around his age, right? So
Kip, yeah.
Yeah. Kat. Oh, I think we've all said much worse. Tisk tisk potty mouth.
That's so funny. That's my middle name. Samantha Potty Mouth Duvall.
Yeah, so I think you're really hitting on that. Like, I just like how there's like the slight miscommunication, but I don't know if I'm even using that right, but it just worked well as far as like when Eric started to pull back. It just felt like it just worked in the story for me as they're kind of inching closer to each other emotionally. But Eric's just trying to like figure this thing out. I don't think he's trying to like betray his feelings or anything. I think he's trying to be they're both have like a little bit of fear going on. Um, and they're just trying to navigate it because they were like ever so slightly like on and off towards the end, but in a way that worked for me because I felt like, oh, they're just kind of inching closer together and they're just being very delicate about it.
Yeah.
In a way, because I feel like for Kyle, it's just that he's been hurt before and he's starting to see like, oh no, am I repeating a pattern here? It just felt very like real. And that doesn't always work for me, but it really worked for me here, how that was developed.
Yeah. I mean, and it was so funny because like their sexual communication
Yeah.
was like light years ahead of their actual like communication.
Yeah. So I thought, is there anything else about the book that you want to discuss? Because I do want to discuss adaptation.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Eric at the All-Star game when Eric was in the locker room and he was like looking around and like he was noticing, Scott and just how he's interacting with everyone, and then he clocks Shane and Ilya, and it's a very cursory sort of comment on his part, and he's just kind of like looking around, but he was noticing, I think, Ilya was being his little goofy self and like making eyes at Shane, and I loved that little like hot second moment where Eric is like, that's weird, that's there's something going on there. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something going on there. And then it's like quickly over, but I love that.
Yeah. Elaine, does sound like this author did a great job of covering a range of topics involving relationships instead of just sex in a book. Lots of story. Yeah, this specific one, like the author is very unabashed about like this is just like it is within the genre of like smut books, but you love the characters. And I have to say, like, Common Goal is the one where I feel like there's so much character development. Maria even has her kind of periphery love story going on that I was excited about, even though we're not like in depth in that. I was like so excited.
Yeah.
So I like that. Definitely not. They are around the same age, but it is just goes to show Kyle hasn't grown much. He was still intent on latching onto someone who had a relationship with someone else. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great insight. Great insight into.
But it's also like Kyle throughout the book, though, he did change. Like he did evolve. Like he learned. And like he knew and he identified and he's like, I am in love with, like, I enamored. I wouldn't say in love. I think he was enamored with the idea of Kip. And so, yeah, like he definitely sort of evolved from that. But yeah, no, 100% good observation for sure.
Yeah, great catch on someone that's starting to do that thing of like, it's like repeating the pattern, but like in a different way, right? Because they're like engaged with somebody else. That's a great writing, great way to like latch onto that. So we've discussed both books. In this book, there is a conversation about how Scott and Kip's relationship hasn't been easy. Because Scott's now open and now Kip is in the public eye in a way that like maybe he's not really comfortable with.
Mhm.
I'm basically what I'm saying is I'm hoping this part of Kip and Scott gets explored in whichever season in the adaptation.
Yeah.
Um, and I also would love for the drag scene to be in the show.
I mean, I can't say anything because I haven't read the next book, which we know will be an aspect in this upcoming season, just because of how it goes along with the next season's story. But I feel like I want to see this incorporated. I want to see Eric and I want to see Kyle, because Kyle's already there. Maria's already there. Kip is already there. Like, all of these characters have already sort of been introduced. I mean, we didn't meet Eric, but we know he was there when they won the Stanley Cup. So he was on the team already. So it's like he's maybe the only character that really wasn't introduced yet in the first season. But like, I don't know. I feel like I would much rather see this than like even like Fabian or Ryan. And I know Ryan's probably going to be involved somewhat, just because of the fact that Jacob sort of dropped him, a tiny little bit in the first season. I think it's the tuna, like just before, tuna melt, like that whole section, because he asked about Ryan. But I want to see Kyle and Eric.
Yeah,
I would love to see, even like you said, like if it was the drag show, or something like that, I think it would be perfect. And also, anytime I heard Kyle, all I heard was "Thank you, Kyle."
yeah,
Every single time.
yeah. Darfelina says, well, they're all in the casting call: Ryan, Fabian, Troy, and Harris. Yeah. And Darfelina, I think you mentioned earlier, and now I'm like, oh dang, I don't want to forget. You think that for Ryan Price and Fabian, they're gonna like actually correct me, because I know you mentioned, I don't know if it's just like a desire or if Jacob Tierney said it, but just wanting to go back and actually show the childhood scene between Fabian and Ryan Price. I would like that. I hope that's something that Jacob Tierney um, adapts. But yeah, everyone in the chat, if you've read the books, please let me know like what you want to be adapted into the show, whether we see it in season 2 or like however many seasons this goes for, because the show is skyrocketed, so I don't think it's going anywhere.
Well, there is a scene where Ilya and Shane go to one of Fabian's shows. So that's probably why they're going to be incorporated, I feel like, in this next season. But like I said, I would much rather have Eric and Kyle.
But I do love that we're reading from these other characters, and they're just basically thinking to themselves, like, Ilya's a really good ally.
He is. He is. No, I love that. And I love that she uses him to kind of, like I said, give, little nudges where nudges need to be made with these characters. Yes. And maybe a little bit of perspective. He gives perspective to everyone. Yeah. Even if it's not like a direct thing, it's more of he just says something and then that causes, the character to be like, oh, okay, that's a different take on it. Like, I love how she uses Ilya in this book.
I love him so much. I love Eric too, Dallas Kent too. Yeah. Jacob has a good understanding of what is missing from the books, but needs to be included on the show. So I think we will get the flashbacks of Fabian and Ryan, and also Shane's coming out to his team. Yes, because Jacob has mentioned the coming out. Something that's lacking, we just kind of read that it happened, but we don't really see it.
Yeah, we don't know about how it turned out.
How it played out. Yeah, that would be really great to see. Is there anything in the in the books so far? I know I've mentioned a couple of things that you want to see in this upcoming season being adapted.
I mean, nothing too much. I mean, there's the Kip and Scott, like the whole wedding. So like the whole epilogue and stuff is so cute. And I love that they, went to Greece, and then Kip and Scott were spending a whole freaking month for their honeymoon, and they were going to Greece and stuff like that. Like I loved that. But once again, like I do hope. Okay, so maybe that's one thing that I want to see in this coming season is maybe this aspect of the wedding, of and just kind of how Scott and a check-in on Scott and Kip. I would like to see in this upcoming season.
I would like to see the honeymoon. To be more specific, I just want to put that out there. I already put everything else out there. Might as well put that out there.
Yeah.
Jacob Tierney has mentioned that he is going to focus on like Ryan Price, right, and Fabian for the next season. Why do you think he chose these two characters? I guess the way I took it is this will be like his other focus rather than Eric and Kyle.
Oh, well, I think because of the fact that Eric and Kyle were fully fleshed out, and there really wasn't too much that we wish we would have seen. I feel like what Jacob does is take these scenes that we didn't get to see, or I feel like these two characters that were not fully fleshed out. I think he chose them to kind of flesh them out and make them actual characters. It show the depth of their characters. And so I feel like that's probably why he's choosing Ryan and Fabian, just because of the fact that he can take them anywhere. Like he can do anything with them because of the fact that there's really no precedence for these two characters. If you did Kyle and Eric, you would be restricted. Like he would be restricted because they are known, and who these characters are, what they've been through, you've seen pretty much everything for them. But Ryan and Fabian, it's open. He can take these two characters and take them anywhere, and no one's gonna really argue with him because of the fact that we really don't have like a source material. We have a general idea of who these two people are, but that's it. So I think from a creative aspect, I feel like that would make more sense to choose these two characters that you have much more flexibility with than, two characters like Eric and Kyle, who are very much rigid. Like you can't really change them. If you tried to change them and put them in to the series, you would constantly have people going back and forth and being like, well, in the book, they do this, or, in the book, they wouldn't do that. Like, we know who these characters are. But when it comes to Ryan and Fabian, we don't really have that. We have an idea of who they are, but we can't really go and argue against choices that Jacob makes. So I think for him, it's a creative choice. And I don't blame him for that at all. I mean, as much as I would love more Eric and Kyle, I think it's a good choice from a creative aspect a creator aspect for the show, to pick these two characters that you're going to have a little more flexibility with.
Yeah. But yes, to all that. I also think that I could see, because we've seen season 1, I could see potentially Jacob Tierney and his team doing something similar with what he did with season 1, which is maybe these two characters get like one full episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just feel like because there's not a lot of story, then it won't disrupt what he's tackling, which is basically long game.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's so much story in itself that if they had the long game and common goal meshed together, I think it would be too much going on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. But once again, yeah, it's a creative choice, you know, at the end of the day. Well, and I know everyone's been talking about it, but I wonder how he's going to utilize the Requiem, because it's an interesting choice. You know, Mozart Requiem was unfinished at the time of Mozart's death. So much of what we know or what we hear now was actually written by a lot of his sort of his students, his that he mentored throughout when Mozart was alive. So you know, for me, it's kind of an interesting choice because it's not really Mozart's work. Little tiny aspects are for sure, but not the complete thing. So I'm wondering if maybe he's going to utilize that sort of idea somehow in the show. But I'm so intrigued by that. That's the other thing that's kind of for the upcoming season that has kind of intrigued me, is why Mozart Requiem.
Yeah.
Verity Requiem is pretty much the same sort of idea. It tells a different story, a little bit of a different story, but it's still the same sort of verbiage. And you know, it's a completely different style, but to choose Mozart Requiem was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry. End of the music.
No. Always welcome. All thoughts. Darflina, 2 other characters have 2 weddings coming, so I don't know if there's space for Skip's wedding, but God bless their union. Yeah, that would be beautiful. You know what? I'm trying to hold off on saying this until like we get to our next quarter of long game and role model. But I'll say this only because so many things have been spoiled for me. I know that there's a wedding that's not a wedding in the long game that Jacob Tierney's excited to yeah. So I know I told you about an idea I have, but now I'm thinking, oh, it would be really cute if this like pretend wedding took place. But then that took us into actually them being at Scott and Kip's wedding as like a transition after.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of cute. That might work, but you know, I'm changing my mind all
It's
the time.
the timeline doesn't work to do that.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what to do. My mind just goes wild, but also I haven't read that book yet. But yeah.
But yeah, that wedding, that fake wedding scene I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. It's so cute.
Yeah. Darflina, role model and the long game are companion pieces. So Troy and Harris will be the highlight. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I wasn't sure where that came from, but yeah, because they're like, they kind of sort of go hand in hand. These 2 different storylines. But yeah.
Okay. That works out. I'm kind of glad that I'm reading these chronological then with you. Because I know you and Darflina both are like dying for me to read long game, but I'm like, I only have so much time and I want to read them in order. So
yeah. No, it makes sense for sure.
Elaine, time to scoot. Supper time. Thank you everyone for a lovely laughter-filled afternoon. Bye, Elaine. See ya. Have fun. Timelines have been changed before. Yeah, that's true. They can. We'll see how they mess with it. But yeah, just my wild thought that probably doesn't make sense. But is there anything else that anyone or Sam would like to be adapted or seeing this next season?
No, I mean, definitely Eric and Kyle moved up on my list of favorites. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll have much more of an idea of what we want to see in the upcoming season when we do our next read. I mean, I have my thoughts because I've already read it, but I think for you, I'm more interested to see what you think after we read the last two.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I think that's it. I don't think I've talked this long on my channel before because it's like,
sorry guys.
So good. No, I love it. Especially I was concerned I wasn't gonna have enough to talk about because Tough Guy was kind of went out in a whimper, but I'm Common Goal. There was just so much going on. Loved it. Top of the list favorite right now is Common Goal. All right, so next quarter, let me see when. So we're in June, July, August. So in September, I guess. Then now I think about it, in September we'll be reading The Long Game and Role Model and discussing those two. So I'm excited for that. We're chugging along. I know that the author has another book that they're writing that we'll discuss next year when it comes out. That's got to be a thing.
Oh yeah, no, it will be.
Unrivaled, which I look forward to. But thank you, everyone. This was so much fun. Sam, thank you for being here and putting up with my shenanigans. Truly.
Thanks for having me. It's been exactly what I've needed. So thank you.
Yeah. Then you're in so much trouble, but we're gonna get you on track, sweetie. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Just remember that life is chaos, so be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and read more books. Bye.
Bye.